are going to have our face-to-face class, pero limited lang semester. But the whole, I think this is just a speculations lang muna for the meantime. I don't have any concrete information with regards to that. So you can actually assume this as a hearsay. Pero I think we're going to have our face-to-face classes. Okay? So by the way, our topic for today is UML diagram or Unified Modeling Language. Okay, so ito is parang representation ng inyong program with regards to the implementation of OOP. So the very important thing with regards to this is the representation. Okay, so So the UML or Unified Modeling Language class diagram is a graphical notation used to construct and visualize object-oriented systems. Okay, so we're talking about systems here. Okay, so normally this is somewhat how does the OOP implemented to the system, and then we're going to create a diagram for it. Okay, for us to have a proper for us to have a good representation of the implementation of OOP into that particular system. Okay, so modeling language or UML is a type of static structure diagram that describes the structure of a system by showing the system. So ano ba yung pinapakita sa system? Okay, so number one is classes, number two is attributes, third is the operation, and then the relationship among objects. Okay, so we're talking about objects and classes here. Okay, so alam niyo naman na 'to, so I will be skipping this one because this is all about class. Okay, so example, we have the base class. Okay, so yung base class natin, ang properties niya is color, okay, eye color, height. So it means with regards to color, yung color ng mismong entity or ng object, okay, which is yung dog. Okay, so length and weight. Okay? So, for the methods, siyempre, aning mga actions to consider with regards to this particular class. So, we have sit, lay down, shake, and come. So, once we create instance to that particular object under that class, okay, so si dog is si Bobby. So, yung mga properties niya or yung specification ng object, you have yellow, brown color, eye color brown, height, length, and weight. Okay, with regards to this, it has the same method. It means from the base class is nag-inherit ng method si object. Kaya parehas si method. Okay? Pero with regards to this, yung color na variable based, di ba, dun sa diniscuss ko na inheritance, we can actually get value or we can actually use the variable para hindi na tayo magkakaroon ng variable declaration sa bawat object natin. So if there's a parent class na nag variable declaration, we're just going to use the variables as it is. Okay, we're going to inherit the variable coming from the parent class or from the super class. Okay, so UML class notation. So a class represent concept which encapsulate the state attributes and the behavior, which is the operation. Each attribute has a type. Each operation has a signature. So the last name is only mandatory information. Okay. So by the way, with regards to UML class diagram or class diagram itself is um, we have the class name. So kunyari public class shape. Okay, sa diagram pag ginawa niyo ng sample si public class diagram, okay, na for example, I mean public class shape. So nandito yung public class niyo na name, nandito sa taas. And then the second one will be the attributes. Okay? So attributes is the state. Okay, kunyari length. Okay, and then the operation is the action. okay, or operations inside your class. Okay, so parang ganito, ito yung sa attributes nyo, yung property values, and then yung operations nyo is yung method kasi ito yung action. Okay? I-list down nyo siya into 3 different types. Kumbaga, ito is object, or sorry, class name dog, and then properties is yung attributes. And then the methods is inside the operations. Okay? Kasi di ba pag method is meron siyang close and open parenthesis. And then we're going to talk about the plus and minus sign later on the succeeding parts of our presentation. Okay? So for the class name, the name of the class appears in the first partition. So on the top part of your class diagram, every block of the class diagram contains the um, class partition. Okay? So next is class attributes. So with regards to class attributes, attributes are shown in the second partition. So the attribute type is shown after the colon. Okay? And attributes maps onto member variables or data members in the code. So with regards to class attributes, always remember after the class name, that's the class attribute. And always remember the attribute type is shown on after the colon. Hindi kayo pwedeng maglagay ng colon before the attribute. So attribute first before the colon, and then attribute map onto the member variable or the data members under that particular code. So dito, kunyari member niya si length, okay, or si get length, member niya si set length, okay, dun sa operation. Okay, so kumbaga, you try to group up your operations and attributes. So si class operations or the methods naman, operations are shown in the third partition. Okay, they are the services the class provides. Okay, the return type of the method is shown after the colon at the end of the method signature. Okay, return type of method parameters are shown after the colon following the parameter name operation map into the class methods in the code. Okay, kung may parameters yung methods nyo, okay, kunyari function under the class, and then meron siyang parameter, you can actually include it on the class operation if that is under a specific class. Later on, we're going to have an example here. With regards to the presentation, it is somewhat included here, and also we're going to have an additional one. Okay, so return type of a method is shown after the colon at the end of the signature, method signature. So always remember in this particular, okay, if the property or the operation is already done, okay, with regards to its value, pwede kasing walang value yan. So pwede lang kayo mag-semicolon. Okay? Okay, sorry ka, napakainit kasi sa biyahe. Ewan ko ba. Sobrang traffic ngayon kasi ang lakas ng ulan. So, sorry. I mean, ewan ko, parang nainitan ako. Sorry class kung medyo napapahinto ako sa pagdi-discuss. I'm trying to wipe down my face because of the sweat. We have an example here, like this one. Okay? So, ito yung pseudo code ng diagram. So, this is the class name. This is the attribute. So, you may include here the variable and the variable, or I mean the variable name and then the value. Okay? And then, at the third one is the methods that you used. Okay? So, for example, meron kang method return value na check operations. Okay? Parang ganon. You may include this into your um, class diagram. Okay? Now, di ba meron tayong tinatawag na public attribute, private attribute, tsaka protected attribute. Pag public, yung inyong variable all throughout the code block, pag meron kayong naka-public doon, you can access it. Okay? Kasi naka-public naman siya. Even nasa labas siya ng um, class. Di ba kung natatandaan niyo yung discussion natin doon sa recording, di ba pag naka-public, ibig sabihin you may use the variable outside the class or outside the function, okay? Or the code block, okay? And then pag private attribute, ito is under lang sa loob ng isang code block or ng isang class. Hindi mo pwedeng gamitin yung variable outside, okay? Pagka naman protected, then I never use this one, honestly. Pero it is somewhat more focused on the security. Okay? Ay, okay? So, ayan yung mga denotion niya. Kung naka-public yung attribute or operation, lagyan nyo ng plus sign or negative sign. So, bakit ba tayo nagka-class diagram, by the way? Kasi it is much more easier to plan kung yung implementation nyo ng OOP, nakaplano na, naka-layout na para i-code na lang. Hindi kasi pwede na while you're doing the code, dun pa lang kayo nagde-design ng class diagram. That is very wrong. That's somewhat parang ang nangyari, nauuni finished product before the prototype. So, class diagram is di ba meron nga tayong tinatawag na software engineer. So, normally, UML methods, the one who's going to use that is the QA and the um, tester and then the software engineer. Okay, kung software engineer kayo, kaya nga engineer, nagpaplano yan. So, class diagram is also part of planning stages in terms of developing your software. Kasi dun pala, class, kasi pag later on, okay, pakita ko sa inyo, for example, gagawan ko ng class diagram yung example natin dun sa demonstration last week. 'Di ba? Dun sa may ating recording. Okay? So with regards to perspective of class diagram, we have three types of class diagram. Okay, so during the formulation, a domain model, for example, would seldom move past in conceptual perspective. So analysis model will typically feature a mix of conceptual and specification perspective. Okay, so let's go and have some example here. Okay, eto conceptual. Hindi pa siya ganun ka-detail. Concept pa lang. Kumbaga, you're trying to build up your idea. Okay, so kung gagawa na kayo ng class diagram, normally, you just gonna somewhat put anything that you think will be useful. So yung specification, medyo detailed na siya because nandun na yung access modifier, kung public ba siya or private, and then nandun na rin yung methods. Pero hindi pa kompleto. Yung implementation type, kaya siya tinawag na implementation, it means that you're going to use the diagram into your implementation of the system, or you're doing the software or the website or the software based on the class diagram. Okay, hindi lang siya concept, hindi lang siya specification, but the implementation of the class diagram para magkatawang website yan, magkatawang software, yung inyong output. Next is class diagram order system. Okay, so this is a sample of a class diagram. Okay. So we have here the attribute. Okay. So we have customer as the class name, and then meron tayong variable na name, and then yung data type niya is string. And then pwede to address dahil concept pa lang naman, so kahit wala muna yung data type, okay lang kasi nasa conceptualization pa lang tayo. If that's for implementation, ipapa-approve muna yan before gawin ng mga programmer. Okay? So 1:0, it means that many access into one functionality. Kasi pwedeng maraming customer pero yung gagawin nilang function na order under the order class is isa lang. Okay? So under the class order, so we have the date and status created for the program. Okay? So they have the data type, which is date and string. Okay, and then yung mga methods nila, syempre pag may date and status, tapos we're talking about order system. Okay? So we need to they need to create money. So you're the one who's gonna pay for the services. So normally yan tax yung method kasi ordering system eh. So normally pag kasi customer, okay, maraming customer ang nag-o-order tas ang method doon pag bumili sila is yung subtotal, tax total, and then the total weight for the item. Okay, kasi nag-order sila. So 1 to 0 or many customer equals kasi yung 1 is equals to many. And then 0 is one entity. So one entity or one order, so pwede ibig sabihin yan, maraming customer, lahat sila nag-order. One functionality, pwede yan. Okay? Pag one-one, many to many, ibig sabihin maraming order, marami ring order detail. So make sure that you identify the access. So kung one, marami, 0 is one entity. Sir, bakit 1 and 0? Siyempre, pag nag-database kayo, mas maintindihan nyo. Pero normally, pag 1 and 0 kasi, ibig sabihin yan on and off sa ibang matter. Pero sa database kasi, ang 1 and 0 is the implementation for also sa database and class diagram is yung many, one to many, one to one, many to many. Ayun yung mga relationship. So apply din sa OOP yung relationship ng mga classes nyo. Kasi syempre duktong-duktong yung mga classes nyo kaya nga may inheritance eh, 'di ba? So kung mali yung inheritance, mali yung magiging relation. Okay? So we have the order details. So order details naman normally for outputting lang to. So ano ba yung mga ina-output? Meron silang quantity and then tax status. Tapos ang method sa under that class is the subtotal. We have the calculation weight and the calculation tax. And then meron tayong item, meron tayong payment, cash, check, and credit. So under payment, di ba kasi para rin yan sa functionality ng system. So normally, may payment, tapos ano ba under the payment, meron GCash or cash or online, meron tayong credit and then check. Okay? So yung check is mali pa. Dapat this is CHEQU, check. QE. Okay? Tama ba spelling ko? Ayoko magkamali. Let me check sa ating may hiwagang Google. Okay. Check. Alam ko, check. Yeah, check nga. CHEQUE. Okay, kula ko na yun. Okay, I just want to make sure for the spelling. Okay, so ito naman, we're going to have class diagram lang. Ito is marami pa tayong diagram class. Pero ito ay part ng software engineering. Okay, so ayan, meron tayong sequence diagram, meron tayong activity diagram. Okay, pero kasi ang topic natin is object-oriented. So under object-oriented, syempre, object specifically. And for object-oriented diagram, ang pinaka-priority na diagram na gamitin is, tawag dito, class diagram. Okay? Kasi nagre-revolve ang OOP method sa inheritance, which is part nun is class and objects. Okay? So, let me just demo yung ating example. Although may example naman yung binigay ko sa inyo kanina or yung diniscuss natin. So, open ko lang yung ating NetBeans. May question pala kayo, class. Entertain ko muna yung question nyo habang nag-open pa ako ng NetBeans. Sige, kailangan ko makita yung code. Okay? Pero pwede naman kahit walang code. Wait lang. Buksan ko lang yung whiteboard. Whiteboard. Ay. Wala kayong question, class? Whiteboard.
Wala po, sir.
Sure kayo, Para at least, any question, entertain ko naman yung class. Tas, by the way, habang ako ay naghahanap ng i-di-display na whiteboard, naghahanap ako ng whiteboard. I'm so sorry from the semester, from the start ng semester, medyo adjusted lagi yung time natin or late ako kasi I'm trying my best talaga na makahabol sa ating klase and sometimes lang nakakapagklase. So, last time, kaya gumawa na lang ako ng recording kasi naman nag-uulan nung nakaraan tapos nawawalan kami ng net. Ayun. Sad. Pero ayun, I just want to apologize. Syempre, sa akin na ano yun, na kulang or pagkakamali. Okay, so let's have your example. Another example. Okay. Um, so, ang structure ng class diagram natin dun sa example, kung napanood niyo yun dun sa may ano, sa may recording ko. Okay, so that's class. Okay, I'm just going to draw it. Okay, so meron tayo dito ang class. Ayan, tapos tatlo yan, di ba? Okay, yan. Hindi pa pwedeng shortcut. Ang pangit ang sulat ko eh. I mean, ang drawing ko. Although, okay, sige, go. Ayan. Oh, no. Okay. So, ito yung parent class nyo. And then, ito yung mga, tawag dito,
Children, sir.
yung classes natin, no? So, ito yung pinaka-class nyo. And then, or parent class nyo, and then yung mga subclasses nyo, yung mga child class natin. Ito yung example natin last time, di ba? Yung sa NetBeans na dinemo ko. Okay? So, drawing ko na lang. Kahit pangit, wala tayong magagawa. Eh. Hindi ko masyadong kabisado itong whiteboard na to. Okay? Yan. Tapos, yeah, this one is, no. Okay, and then yan. So, ayan yung ating class. So, di ba, kung natatandaan nyo, ito yan. Pakita ko na nga sa inyo kasi naman ayoko pang ipakita. Wait. Close ko lang yung aking Facebook saka Discord. Okay? Para hindi nyo makita. Okay? Wait. Share screen. Okay? The double screen ko na lang. Okay? Wait. Yep. Okay? So, pwede ko na siyang i-display sa inyo. Where's the entire screen tayo. Okay? So, yan. Where is it? Yep, this one. Okay? So, natatandaan niyo, ito yung diniscuss ko na yon. Okay? Ayan yung inheritance, person, and kid, and then toddler Java. Okay? So, naka-specify tayo into which, okay? Wait, mali yung structure ko. That pala ito is, wait. Let me just have an eraser. Kasi itong person is ano siya sa inheritance. Tapos itong kid and toddler Java is connected into the person class. So let me just erase this. Okay. So this is inheritance.java. Oh no. Inheritance. Okay. Yan yung class. Kasi class yan eh. Okay. Ano, public class inheritance. Okay, that's the class name inheritance. And then we have, this is the person Java, I think. Where is it? Person Java. Okay. Person. And then this is toddler. Um, toddler class. and then naka-extend yan sa person eh. Okay? So kung makikita nyo, and naka-extend siya, wait, ito pala. Extend person. So si toddler naka-extend si kid naka-extend sa person, tapos si toddler is naka-extend din sa person. It means naka-connect si person or naka-connect yung dalawa or nag-inherit yung dalawa from the person class. Okay? So gawa tayo ng arrow. Okay? So dapat pag ganun yung arrow. Okay? And then ito is also connected with this. So ayan. So, kumbaga, ini-inherit nila yung kay person class. Tapos, si person class is naka-public lang, pero ini-inherit niya yung daling sa inheritance.java. So, we're going to have this. Okay? Yan. So, dito na pupunta yung kay inheritance. So, first, punta muna tayo kay inheritance class. By the way, wag kayong gagamit or wag niyong gagawin na um, kasi pagka lagi na kayong gumagawa ng system and kailangan ng class diagram, huwag nyo muna unahin nyo muna yung mga diagram kasi diagram is made for planning. Okay? Or for execution, implementation ng execution. Hindi pwede na nandun na yung software bago kayo gumagawa or bago nyo babasahin yung mga diagram. Okay? So, for inheritance, we just have methods. Unahin natin methods. So, ang methods niya is P check status. Okay, tapos this is public by the way kasi inherited nga eh. Okay, so public yan. Here's the plus sign. Plus sign. Check status method. Okay, yan. Check status. Meron din tayong toddler check status. Okay, hindi lang makita. Wait, plus. Okay, inuna ko talaga kasi hindi kayo, sir, ba't nauna yung ano, yung about sa topic ng OOP, hindi mo na nauna yung class diagram. Kasi mahirap class diagram kung hindi mo alam yung mismong flow, how does your classes inherit values from other classes. So kailangan nyo munang mapag-aralan or maintindihan yung structure, maintindihan yung process, then you can explain it right afterwards, di ba? So you have your check status, we have your T dot check status, sorry, T, and then public din yan, P, mali, sorry, access modifier pala muna. Okay, plus, and then T, check status, then yan. This is P, then this is P, and then this is T. So, mali, and T, then T. Okay, and we have K, check status. Let me just have this. Okay, tapos, ayan, oh, I'm using K here. Okay, ayan. So, if you're done, okay, ayan yung mga methods mo na nandun sa inheritance, okay? So, let me just adjust this, ayan. So, ayan si inheritance. Tapos, yung kanyang mga declaration is, okay. So, person P, okay, wait, let me just write this. Okay, so pwede naka-public yan kasi under public static void. Okay, so and nagamit siya sa labas. So normally, hindi siya local but global variable siya. Okay, and naka-public dapat pag naka-global variable. Okay, so we have person P, so that's public plus person P. Okay, P is equals to, okay, gawa ka muna ng ano, ng semicolon. Okay, so semicolon, ba't may mukha yan? Wait lang. Kasi may underscore. This is semicolon. Yan, ano. this one, semicolon, and then the value. So, ito na lang ilagay yung value para hindi kayo mapagod, no? Kunin nyo na lang, ayan yung value dun sa person P. Okay? Tapos, I think we're just going to get this values and also the keywords your for the project. Okay? So, una is ito, and then you have spacing here, and then you need to put it down, and then, wait, okay? So after that, we have the variable, and also that's the tawag dito, format. Okay? So next is, ayan, ay, hindi ko makita. So kailangan nandito yung yung ano niyan, yung pinaka variable. So for the variable, ayan, pwede yung T that equals. I'm not sure class, puwede kasi hindi ko alam kung una yung comma before the equals, eh. Okay? Pero I think, comma muna before the equals. Okay? If I'm wrong, please correct it. Okay? That's fine. Okay, and then, ilang natin and then lagay natin sa mismong attributes area. Okay? No. Wait. Wala. Ano ba 'yan? What? So, yung person P ko nawala. Wait lang class. Okay? I will be just shortening this example. Okay, tapos ito is yan, lagyan natin dito sa loob. Okay? Wait, let me just adjust this. Okay? So, ayun yung inyong method. Okay? So, let me just zoom this in. Okay? Oh, sorry. Balik. Okay. Ayan. So, kunyari yan lang yun. So, ito yan, kukunin nyo. Pero normally, that nauuna yung diagram before the content of the program. Okay, kasi pinaplano nyo yan eh. Okay? So, person, so ayan yung mga variable niya. And then, ito yung method niya. Yung void check status. Okay? So, ayan yung method niya. Void check, sorry, void check status. Okay? And then much better kung ano yung nakasulat dun sa ating ano, hindi na pala kasama yung void, sorry. Check status. Okay, what's this at ang liit, sobra ka, sorry. And check status. Tapos, yan. Then this is public. Ayan. Okay. So check status, yun lang naman yung kanyang ano. And then we have variables, di ba? Kung nakita nyo kanina. Okay, name, age, sex. Okay, so we're going to have name, age, then yun yung nakalagay pero dapat gender yan. Okay, name is we have int value. So yan, let me just adjust this. Name. So for the name, that's string. Okay, equals string equals, oh, what? Ano nung napipindot ko pa? Sorry. Equals a string, and then this is also string yung ating gender. Okay? Tapos kulang lang ng semicolon. Okay? And then this is integer. Okay? So equals okay? Ayan yung inyong person. Okay, so ayan yung inyong inheritance. And then dito sa QJava, okay, so ito yung mga naging variable. Okay, so obviously, we put that into our class name. So our class name is kid, and then next is yung mga variable. This is string, string, string. So apat yung string, isa yung um, integer. Okay, so for the attribute, we should have this. Yeah, okay. And then we just try to somewhat. Oh, no, no, no. Wait, no. Line 2 eh. Hindi ko ma-adjust. Anyway, ganun din naman yung class. Ayoko na, hindi ma-adjust eh. Okay. So, same with this one. And then, ang operation niya is check status tsaka drink. So, pag naglagay ka dito, okay, so, naka-public yan, or sorry, public, so masyadong maliit para makita. So, naka-public siya and then, drink pala, sorry. Drink, and then close open parenthesis, okay? Then we have check status also. So check status, that's public, and then check status, and then open and close parenthesis. Okay? So, and then lastly, yung ating toddler. Okay? So, si toddler, naka-extend din siya to the point na dun sa person. Kasi si person nag-handle ng name age string. Tapos ito, dito siya mag-enter. Kunyari, um, the user, almost the same with ano din pala to. We're just going to copy this, paste this into this area. Okay. And then we get the other value. So for example, what nawala? Check status, copy, and then this one. Yan, tapos copy lang din natin ta class yung drink. Kasi may drink siya eh. Ayun, sa upper part. Okay, and then meron tayo dito. Um, ay, hindi pala dito, sorry. Ito, isa. Ayan. Pwede yan. I'll just delete it. And then parehas lang naman sila ng kid. Pero ang alam ko na dagdag dito is yung sound game, yeah, the game. So imbis na school, that's game. Hindi ko na lang ito na-ayos kasi ewan ko, ayaw niya mag-extend ng ano, nadi-disable. Kaya hindi ko siya mahila class. Ayan. So ayan yung mismong tawag dito class, mga um, parameters niya or attribute ng class niyo. Okay, so that's your class diagram, no? Okay, para dun sa given example natin. So again, we have the inheritance.java, which is under inheritance.java, meron tayong public class inheritance. And then under that public class inheritance we created, hindi ko na lang kinumpleto class. Okay, hindi kasi kasha. Okay, so we have the variable that contains values for all throughout the other classes. Okay, so so for the person P, okay, so person P, we have these values, okay, and then ang kanyang method lang is check status. And then for the kid class, which is extended into person, kaya connected siya dun sa person. Okay? So, um, ito yung mga variables or parameters. And then the methods is drink. Okay, ito is method and check status, which is the method. Also the same with toddler. Okay, so toddler extends into Java person. Okay, which is Java person contains public class toddler, extends into the person. And then these are the variables that is created inside that class. And then these are the methods under that class. Okay? Naintindihan po, class?
Opo, sir.
Opo.
So, I hope class maano niyo yung sa class diagram. By the way class, ang magiging para hindi kasi totoo lang class, honestly, yung section niyo is very alam niyo yan, lahat ng activity na binigay ko, you're doing it somewhat, you're doing your best. Okay, nakikita ko naman yung mga sinasabit niya and also chine-checkan ko yun by the way. Okay? So, para at least hindi na rin kayo masyado ma-hassle kasi finals week na next week. Okay? So, mag-exam kayo sa akin pero sasabihin ko na mag-focus na lang kayo sa class diagram and classes and objects. Kasi ang magiging type ng exam nyo class, magbibigay ako doon ng scenario. Okay? Para may system doon. May scenario doon ng system. Tapos gagawan nyo siya ng class diagram. Okay? Identify niyo yung class, iba't ibang class, tapos yung relation, tsaka kung ano yung mga parameters. Okay? So, I think that's two, dalawang ano siya, dalawang problem. Okay? So, ayun yung magiging coverage ng ating um, final exam. Okay? So, ayun na lang yung magiging ano natin with regards to our subject na OOP. So, class diagram yung last. Bali, ang hindi ko na lang na-cover class is yung dun sa encapsulation tsaka data abstraction. Okay? So, yun na lang hindi ko na-cover. Pero almost related din naman yun sa inheritance. So, ang pinaka-essence talaga is yun sa inheritance. Okay? Kasi yun din talaga yung useful pag nag-develop kayo ng system. Okay? Kasi marami namang security procedures na pwede nyo implement sa system kahit hindi kayo gumamit ng encapsulation. Okay? So, ayun class, by the way, thank you so much for I think you're doing great naman sa course na to kasi I check and I saw how you work with your activities. So I think hindi naman kayo nag-struggle ng sobra. Okay? So thank you so much class. And before tayo mag-end, syempre kailangan natin ng attendance.